Good morning, everyone, and welcome. We decided to do a little bit of car camping this weekend. I had a spot picked out, knew exactly where I wanted to go. Tiny little lake, easy to get to. Pull in there last night, and for the first time ever, that place was full of campers. I mean, full. Big campers. I don't know how they got them down that little hill. So we ended up driving around and checking a few other lakes that are nearby to see if we could find a spot to park. Couldn't find anywhere. So we came out to the road that we always come to. And we lucked out. We came out to a spot where there's always campers here. And we got here and there's nobody. So we're literally camping right beside the car. The car's right there. My hammock is right over there. Anne's hammock is right there, which she's still sleeping in it. But we're out here for the weekend. We brought the canoe. It's down the hill close to the water. I'm going to finish this coffee. I'm going to go cut some firewood. And then when Anne gets up, we'll have a cup of coffee and we're probably going to jump in the canoe for a little while. So stick around and enjoy. Off we go. We went for a canoe ride this afternoon, and good luck, bad luck, whatever you want to call it, I dropped my mic in the water. So luckily I had a spare, but we paddled for about an hour going down the river, and we found a tiny little spot perfect for hammock camping. Yeah. There's a nice little spot that once I get the dead tree out of there, perfect place to put the little fire pit, and two beautiful spots to put the hammocks, and that's it. I mean, it's not very big, but it took us an hour downriver to find this place. Once we got out of the canoe and we started checking it out, I realized that I could just walk up the hill a little bit, and we're on a road, which is this road here. About 3 minutes down the road. It took us an hour to paddle there because we're winding up and down the river, but a 3 minutes drive. There's a nice spot. We actually checked it out. There's a spot I could park right there. So at some point this summer, we may start clearing that spot and make a camping spot for ourselves. And whatever I have to clear is dead. So
it's going to be good.
It's going to be fantastic. We'll be right by the water. Nice little spot to put the canoe in. We'll be able to do some decent fishing.
Lucy, come.
The trail is almost invisible, so it's going to be great. Lucy's been having fun chasing squirrels all afternoon. When Anna and I started dating, we were talking about camping and how much we both liked camping. And then we were discussing one night about certain phrases that it's just a pet peeve we don't like. And I mentioned that every now and then I'll hear somebody say, I'm going to go fix dinner. And it drives me snake. Is dinner broken? How are you going to fix it? Anne replies, have I got something for you? She shows up with a toolbox. But when you open it up, it has a spatula. It has a cheap Greenlee knife. And it has a grill. It's actually a charcoal barbecue. So I figured while we're car camping, why not try it out? She tells me she bought it at a yard sale. The guy used it once. They bought it. She put it away thinking when she goes camping, she'll use it, and hasn't used it yet. So tonight, we're going to test it out. So let's check this thing out. Like I said, you open it up. It's got a tray like a toolbox with a knife and a spatula. We can't use it very often because we don't want to carry it when we're backpacking. If I did use it more often, I may put more tools in it. But it's got zip fire starters. It's got a can of Pam to spray the grill. And these are Instafire charcoal starters. It's got a few pouches in here. Apparently you light a pouch and it'll get your charcoal going. And here's a nice, decent charcoal tray. Here's a brand new bag of charcoal that I just opened. Apparently these bags, you just light it. No harmful chemicals. And toss it in there. So we'll give that a few minutes, let it heat up and get going. And then I'll show you what we're doing for dinner. It's gonna be awesome. So the charcoal is pretty much ready. Good and hot. I've got a grilling pan and it sits perfectly on the barbecue. And before leaving to come out, I cut up some green peppers, some orange peppers, a sweet onion. I put in chunks of baby corn and water chestnuts. I added a little bit of garlic powder, some salad seasoning, and some vegetable seasoning that I had in the cupboard. So we're going to throw that in there and let that start to heat up. And when it's just about ready, we brought some souvlaki. I will spray pan the grill, put it back in, and start cooking the souvlaki. Should be a fantastic dinner. So the vegetables are pretty warm. I had to see if I can pick them up, set them down. Grilling pan. Give that a little spray. Drop that in place. And now we have chicken breast kebabs souvlaki. So I will lay these in a position where I can actually grab them to rotate them. And we're going to let those cook. Oh, those are looking beautiful. So the chicken souvlaki is done. Put it on a plate, set it aside. I put the vegetables back on, just to warm them up a little bit. So now we'll put some vegetables on the plate and a couple of pieces of the chicken souvlaki. And that's going to be delicious. So we're going to go ahead and eat, and we'll bring you back a little later. Those vegetables are perfect. And the chicken souvlaki, excellent. The best part about souvlaki for dinner is the sticks. Make fantastic kindling after. That smell terrific. So now we got the fire lit, driving away some of these mosquitoes. The toolbox barbecue worked well. But like I said in the beginning, it's a heavy beast. It's not something that we're going to use when we're hiking in. But when we're car camping, it works fantastic. And it's something different to play with. It's a nice little piece of gear. And it's not something you see every day. But now we're going to sit back, enjoy the fire, and enjoy a bear hug. And have a nice, quiet evening. Morning. Nice fresh cup of coffee. Mm. Well, as you can see, the skies are pretty gray. It drizzled a little bit last night. Good to know. The tarps kept me dry. And still sleeping, so she must be dry as well. It didn't rain very hard. It was just a light little sprinkle. Hey, Luce. But yeah, all in all, it was a fantastic weekend. We had a great time in the canoe yesterday. We found a beautiful little spot. Once we clear it a little, be great for camping. Sat by the fire last night, listened to the music, had a beer, had some great conversations. It was a fantastic night. Went to bed a little later than usual, but that's probably why Anne's still sleeping this morning. I got up, the clouds started to clear, the sun came out, and I thought, maybe I'll have a breakfast and a coffee and go do a bit of fishing. Started making my breakfast, clouds came back in, it got dark. I thought for sure it was going to rain, so I said, okay, well, before I fish, I'm going to pack. Nice part about the hammock, I was able to get the sleeping bag, the hammock, and everything else put away and packed away, and just leave the tarp up to dry. It hasn't rained yet. It gets dark, it clears, it gets dark, it clears. But they were calling just for a chance of showers today, so hopefully we managed to get out of here dry. Now, random thoughts. Car camping or hiking in? Which do I prefer? Honestly, car camping is nice once in a while, but I prefer hiking in. You hike in, less chance of random people just dropping by your site to see what's going on, or driving by and creating dust in the site, or when you hike in, you bring what you need and only what you need. And when you're there, you take something out, you put it back where it goes so that you know it, you won't lose it and it's going to be safe. Or you pick a random tree where you hang your bag, and whatever you take out, if you're going to be there for a few days, oh, I can just leave it under the tree, and when I need it, it's there, and I don't have to go back in and out of the bag all the time. Car camping, you want something, you go get it out of the car. You decide, hey, let's go for a canoe ride. Oh, well, okay, let's throw everything in the car to make it safe and lock the door. Take off for your canoe trip. You come back. Well, okay, now we're going to do this. Well, you start taking a bunch of stuff out of the car. Next thing you know, it's getting dark and you need to go to bed. Open up the car, throw everything in. Then when you go to leave, you got to take everything out of the car and reorganize it and repack it to put it back in. Whereas when you're hiking, you're organizing and packing as you're going. People say, why go through the work of hiking in and all that walking? You know what? I think I'd rather do all that walking than to unload and repack the car. That being said, it was still a great weekend. Like, I do enjoy car camping once in a while. And there are times where my job forces me to car camp because I have a very physical job, and sometimes I get home and there's just no way I'm going to hike anywhere because my legs are dead. As long as I get out camping, that's the main part. We love being out here. We live in a small apartment. We don't really have a backyard. This is our backyard. And trust me, it's a big backyard. We just have a longer commute than most to get to our backyard. We don't just step out the door. We got to get in the car and drive to it. So that's it for this weekend. And it was a fantastic weekend. We had a really good time. We're going to go get 2 more buckets and make sure that's drowned out. The car's all packed up. We managed to get everything done before the rain, so we'll be nice and dry. Always a pleasure having you along. I'm glad you were here with us. And if you liked what you saw, hit the like button. If you want to see more of it, hit the subscribe button. And we'll see you on the next one.